collaboration, Chit Chat Get Ready With Me, and I am collaborating with another YouTuber. Her name is KCK Official on here. I will put all her links in the description. She does sort of like the similar type of videos that I do, like Get Ready With Me's, Chit Chats, mukbang, hair. So it's a mix of a lot of stuff, and she's really talented, so go ahead and check her channel out. So for our collaboration, we decided to ask you guys, well, I asked on Instagram and she asked on her Instagram, what topics you guys would want us to talk about for a Get Ready With Me. And she sent me her two and I sent her my two. I didn't really get that many and I didn't save them, so by the time I looked, the story expired, so I was upset about that. But I'm just gonna go over them as I go. And if you guys are wondering why I have a purple bra on, it's because I'm pumping, and I had to start manually using this pump. So yeah, I have to like squeeze now because my pump, it wasn't suctioning good enough. I troubleshooted and tried to figure everything out, and right now I don't have an extra $200, $300 for a new pump. So the first one I got was through the state, but let's just go and start talking about these topics. So one of the topics I got is how to get over an ex. This is a really, I don't know, there's not like a specific instructions, I guess, to how to get over an ex. So I'm gonna tell you guys what I did, you know, based off of my little experience. Black neck problems. What I did is, I didn't like boss up on him or anything. I just did what I had to do for myself, and it blew up. So very thankful for that. But focusing on yourself will definitely keep your mind off of it. And it's really hard because, of course, when you just like first break up with somebody, you're not thinking like, oh, I should do this for me. You're thinking like, man, I miss him, or man, he did me wrong, whatever the case may be. So it all depends, I guess. Everybody handles their situations differently, but what I will say is don't keep holding on to that relationship. Don't keep going back to that person, because you're never going to get over them, like ever. As far as how to get over an ex, it's like, I don't know, really know how to word that. I guess you just have to try to focus on other stuff and get your mind right, and don't spend like the whole 24 hours thinking about them, basically, because I was that way and I was getting nowhere and I was depressed and it was terrible. So it wasn't the best time of my life. I was miserable. I remember waking up and just staying in bed all day, and it got me nowhere. So, and especially if you see them living their best life, you better, it's not easy though to just get up and try to live your best life when you're sad over somebody. So also, you shouldn't feel pressured into, you know, like turning up and stuff. So if you have those type of people around you, get them away, because those people obviously aren't being considerate of what you're going through. Like, nobody is just gonna bounce back and be happy, unless it's like it was a toxic relationship or something, because you'll feel like free. But if it was like they just randomly cheated on you, you probably 9 times out of 10 would be hurt. It's like a phase. It's like hurt, it's like anger. First you feel like angry. Well, from my experience, I felt really angry. I wanted to slash tires, the whole 9. But you can't do that because you're probably gonna get caught or go to jail, and it's not worth it. But anger, hurts. Well, I guess for me it was blame and then hurt. Blame is like, I just tried to analyze myself, and I was like, well, it was me, and I was just like, well, maybe I'm the reason why, whatever. But don't do that. Don't knock yourself down while you're already down. It's not really gonna get you anywhere, but just even more sad. So then the hurt is like when it sets in, like, okay, they really played me. Like, they really did me dirty. And that's when you're just ready to just cry. And it kind of comes in like threes. Well, my experiences did. So my best advice, like I said, is just focus on yourself. If you're in school, focus on school. If you're not, if you want to be a YouTuber, focus on YouTube. Because I remember after that, in 2017, when I got cheated on and blah blah blah, I worked more on my channel and it actually started working out for me. So that was something that helped distract me, if that makes sense.
Use that bottle.
You can talk.
Use that bottle that's in there.
The green, yeah. But yeah, just stay focused on something other than being sad, because you're not gonna get nowhere. I know from experience. It's not fun, but it won't last forever, trust me. You'll feel like it will continue forever and you're just gonna be this sad, depressed person, but that's definitely not the truth. Because I was thinking that, and I was at a really bad place, talking about suicide and just a whole lot of, don't do that. Because what is that gonna solve? You're gonna hurt people you love if you ever did something like that. And I realize that now that I'm a little older and wiser. So no suicide, y'all. Don't even let the thoughts linger. If you get the thoughts, don't even think about it.
This one, right?
So the second topic that I did want to touch on that stood out to me the most out of the ones that I got was how to tell your family you're pregnant. Now, don't mind that. I'm just trying to pump and multitask and finish my face. But basically, I don't know. There's not like it depends on how your family is. If you have like a family that's super judgy and mean, then I would just show up with the baby. I'd go the whole 9 months. Like, well, not everybody can do that. I could have did that. I was planning to do that, but I just wanted to, you know, tell people and share, because I couldn't hide anymore. And people here would have seen me with a belly, so I'm like, I don't want anybody to tell my mom or anybody like that. So I'm like, I'm just gonna tell her. She was one of the first people I told, actually. It was my best friend, and then her. I didn't tell my sisters right away. I told one of my sisters right away. But anyway, that's another story. My advice for that one is just, I'd say, tell them in a way that they'll understand where you're coming from, and tell them why you think you really shouldn't have to explain why you think you should, you know, why you're keeping or why you're going along with it. But you know, not everybody's family is understanding, so I definitely get that. But I would just tell them, like, this is my baby and I'm keeping it, and this is our blood, so we all just need to, you know, get it together and come together and be here for me, ask for support, because you're gonna need it when you're pregnant. Trust me, you're gonna need it. Yeah, that type of thing. And if all else fails and you can't get it from your family, get it from a best friend. Okay, some families are really cutthroat and they won't understand, or they'll be like super judgmental or just plain evil, and it sucks, but that's just how some families are. But thank God mine was very understanding, even though it was some back and forth and extra stuff, but that is all in the past. So the two topics that I have from her is why guys cheat and mental health. So I feel like I'm gonna start with mental health because I just literally talked about cheating. I feel like mental health is something that isn't taken seriously in the Black community. I hate it. Like, I feel like nobody takes it serious. Like, people joke and say like, oh, I'm depressed, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, they don't take it serious, like, until somebody kills themselves, and then they're like, okay, well, that really happened. Like, it wasn't just all talk. Yeah, it wasn't all talk. Like, I just feel like it's not the best, you know, decision, but everybody's decision is their own. So at the end of the day, they make it on their own, which sucks, but sometimes that's how it pans out. But after being like pregnant and depressed or whatever you call it, I feel like mental health is super important. I really feel like I should look into like a therapist just to, or like some type of counselor just to have for myself, because there's so much that can literally tear you down mentally and you don't realize until you're just like, I am not happy with myself, and nobody wants to be like that. So my I guess take on that is that therapists and counselors should be more enforced. They're not really, I feel like if therapists are available, they're not free, and most people aren't gonna pay something an hour. But and expressing your feelings is definitely important, because if you don't, you're just gonna hold it and it's gonna bottle up, and you just gonna have all the stuff you want to say and you're not gonna let it out until you're like mad, or until you realize like, okay, I need to let this out because I'm going crazy. But as a community, we need to focus more on mental health because it is important. Like, it just kind of gets pushed to the side. Like, for example, Black, I don't know about Hispanic or white, but I say from my personal experience, Black parents aren't really, not all, because there are some that are really supportive. Black parents aren't really like, I guess, understanding all the time. A lot of the time they kind of just, like, you can't go to your parents and say like, oh mom, I'm depressed. You just, like, they don't really take you serious, or they'll just say like, get it together, or, you know, they won't really like take the steps that somebody depressed needs, which is like being just talked to and them trying to understand why you feel the way you do. So I guess I can say that, yeah, I think as a community it needs to be more like, it's okay to talk about being depressed. Like, I feel like people don't think that, or they don't exercise that enough. So a lot of people feel like, oh well, I'm just gonna whatever, I'm just gonna keep it inside. That's why all these people have all these problems and end up doing something crazy or turn into drugs, and it's like, it keeps going. It's like a domino effect. It just keeps, it's like one thing after the other, like it just keeps happening. So definitely, if you feel sad, I guess, depressed, or you need to talk to someone, because it will literally just keep growing and you won't really get anywhere, and you'll find yourself like, okay, what is going on? I'm like really sad. I'm like, this is real. Like, because I definitely tried to do that before and it didn't really end in anything but me ending up messed up. So yeah, that's my take on mental health. Definitely take care of yourself. There's so many people like myself that try to get everything done for everybody else. You don't really think about yourself. So you have to, that's another thing that is important with your mental health. And the last topic as I finish up is, this isn't like a super dramatic get ready with me. It's just like my kind of everyday beat. I gotta just do some basic real adult stuff today, so I don't really have the time to have like pop of color and all that. I never was that type of person anyways. I might do it occasionally for a video or something, or a look, but popping eyes and stuff is just, it's not something that I always do. So the last topic we are going to go over is why guys cheat. There isn't really, I don't know, I can't really answer that. I don't think there's really a reason. Like, I just feel like nowadays, like, all the girls look alike. There's all these fake bodies walking around. There's more temptation, I guess. There's always been temptation even back in the day, but like now it's like, it's just all out there for everybody. So it can be a guy in a relationship, you know, with a girl that's like simple. He might see a girl with everything boom, you know, and then just take that risk and cheat because of temptation and also because of lust. Because every time somebody cheats, it isn't always, I don't think, it's always because they just wanted to hurt you or they hated you. Sometimes just they couldn't control themselves, which is unfortunate, but it's the truth. So that is something that happens a lot, I see. Because, well, not even that, because there is some people that cheat with ugly girls. That sounds mean, but I'm keeping it real. There is some ugly girls, and you be like, you left me for that. Like, what was you thinking? But I don't know. I guess it's like, I feel like they cheat because their own issues. Because you can be the best person you possibly can be to someone, and they can still cheat. So it's just like, you're not responsible for why they cheated, or you can't hold yourself responsible, because you're just gonna beat yourself up and you're gonna be upset. If y'all wondering why y'all hear plastic, it's because I'm pumping into these plastic bags. It's easier for storage, so I can just pump, seal them, throw them in the fridge, and yeah. But there isn't really a reason, I guess. Some guys like to come into your life when they're not together themselves completely, or they don't know what they want completely, or they're just trying to get over somebody and they aren't completely over them. It's so many different like reasons, I guess, which doesn't make it okay, but there's a lot of shit that happens, you know, when guys cheat and why. So I can't really say why, I don't know, but those are the topics. I did want to talk about this pumping so far. So I am extremely drained and tired from pumping, and I am thinking about stopping after the month of April, just because May, June, my birthday, and it's gonna be getting hotter in the summer. I feel so locked down with pumping all the time. Like, I feel like if I go somewhere, it's like pumping is always in the back of my mind, because it's every 2 hours, and it's not fun because it's like I can't do anything normal. I'm just, I don't know, I'm just over it. And I oversupplied a lot. Like I said in one of my videos, I had to take a bunch of my milk to my cousin's house and my aunt's house because I didn't have room in my freezer. So I have a huge supply. I'm talking about tons of bottles, tubes, all that. So I think I have just enough, if I continue this month, to get him to at least 7 months, because he's still small. He's only taking 2 ounces right now, or 3 if he's extra hungry, but it's still that small portions. I know that as they grow they get bigger, but I am tired of the engorgement, the swelling, the having to get up in the middle of the night after feeding him just to do this. And it's not that I'm like quitting, because I'm just, I don't know, it is, I feel like I am quitting, but I'm tired. It's too much. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like I've done very good, especially for him to be a premature baby, and I wish that he was ready to latch and stuff, but it's still the same. He pulls right off, or he doesn't have the strength or patience, I guess, to express it from my breast. So it's easier for him to take it from a bottle because it just kind of squirts out. It does squirt out here, but like they have to suck a little bit more. And also the way he bites those bottles, I don't think I could do the breastfeeding because them gums hurt. And he clenched down so hard the first time that my mom got him to latch, and that was not fun. So yeah, but my makeup is basically done attached to my lips, and I only got 3 minutes left on this camera, and it's starting to overheat. So what I'm gonna do is throw my wig and clothes on, and I will be back. Alright, you guys, so I have the worst camera in the world. It's super annoying, and I didn't get to film myself kind of talking and ending, but I basically just added some black eyeliner, which is very rare, and some mascara on my bottom lashes, and then I sort of did this, like, I guess, well, I tried to do a wet hair look, and I just scrunched the hair and let it just air dry, and it was really cute. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and check out KCK's links in my description, and I will see you all in the next one.